Alrighty, I am back, finally. For your viewing pleasure today, I have a little bit of an oldie. Of course, does not look like the genie door arm that I had up for the accelerator. I don't know if the accelerator is going back up or not in the future, but today we have something a little bit different. Follow the double L rail. We have the Challenger, dated, I believe, 1978, 1979. The reason I say that, there's no date code on it, but the multi-code receiver that came with it and the original multi-code remote tells me 1979, so that's what I'm assuming. The garage that I got this out of was the one where I installed a Chamberlain belt drive on a 16x7 wood door, I believe. It wasn't very long ago. I think it's like a couple videos ago. So, but it is fast. It is loud. It's a 1/3 horsepower. I forget if I already said that or not. I don't know the model number. I couldn't find one. So, yeah. I spent last night putting this up and messing with limit switches for quite a while. Trying to get this set just where I want it. It's pretty well set just where I want it. So it does use chain dog limits, and I will show you what those are here in a minute. So to run it today, of course, we're going to use the original multi-code remotes. Then I do have a couple of these as well that came with it. Actually, I'm using one of these as my remote, of course, remote, as my wall button, because my wall buttons over there do not work at the moment. It's because those have an LED in the button, so they don't work, as you can see. So, but anyways, they have an LED in the wall button, and that kind of interferes with the way these older openers are set up. So you can't really do buttons with LEDs. You can do just a regular doorbell button, as opposed to this, the linear, it doesn't care. So we're gonna go ahead and run this thing. Here we go. It does have the thermal light delay on it, of course. And I have the trolley running all the way up into the head to get it to open all the way at the moment. I could have went and took the door arm apart. The way these work is you have to twist the door arm twist the top part of the door arm into the bottom part, and that's how you adjust how long it is. I like it, I guess. It's pretty easy setup. There's no pins really at all, except for attaching it to the door. But I tried to make it as short as possible and ran out of it. So if I wanted to install this somewhere else where I had to shorten it, I could always take a grinder and cut it down. And you are able to do this. It's just literally, there's a spring inside here, and these little notches right here thread into the spring, and that's what, I guess, holds it together. You can see the light turning out there. So, what else? Yeah. I did clean the rail up quite a bit. If you're wondering what to use to clean these up with, I doubt you are, but if you're wondering, I use an oil called Croil and a Scotch-Brite pad. And it cleans up quite nice compared to what it was before, which you can see right there. So, the light shade is quite yellow, of course. It had incandescent bulb, of course, 1979. You can buy, I believe, you can go on the internet and buy replacement light shades for these. No, they don't really make parts for these anymore, that I'm aware of. So, go ahead and turn it back down. It's louder going down because the trolley vibrates quite a bit. And like I said, it's quite loud. Yeah, I do have. It took me quite a while, but it's pretty firm to the ground. It just right. So, what else? What else? What else? Let me go ahead and get a ladder and show you the limits. Alrighty, so we are looking at the limit system. So you got your chain. This side of the chain is attached to the trolley. It comes through here whenever it's going down. It goes that way. This one, this side, is going this way. This is called a chain dog. This little plastic thing, and I have one right here. Right here, it's just a little, these teeth hook into the chain, like so. It just kind of clips in. They had two on the up limit. I had to take one off because I could not get the door to open all the way with two of them. And yeah, so fun. Alright, so this comes through here. The chain dog comes through here is what it's called. Chain dog comes through here, pushes this plate, and it pushes this limit switch. Pushes it that way. Same thing, whenever it's opening, the chain is going this way, around and around. Chain's going this way. This chain dog comes up through, pushes this plate that way, and pushes this that way. Right? And these are your force adjustments. Turn those. This is tightening the force adjustment to where it won't really sense much force at all in the door. It'll just keep running and running. This is loosening it to where it's a little bit safer. I don't know why it's tight. I haven't really messed with the force adjustments right now. So, but anyways, you can see the sticker. This is the open limit, open force adjustment. There you go. It's a pretty simple unit. Here is the gear drive. Basically, this is the gear. This bolt up here connects to the big gear and connects to the sprocket for the chain. So it all connects to this smaller gear here. It goes down. It's right directly on the motor, and the motor sits about in around here. Yeah, so mainly all your electronics are on the side and up front. So yeah, it's a pretty basic machine. That's why it's so fast, is because it's not really geared down that much. Oh, I'm sorry. Sprocket's on top. Sorry, I didn't look at that fully. Sprocket's on top of the big gear, and the big gear comes off, touches to the small gear, the worm gear, I guess you could say, and goes down in the motor there. There's the motor, top of the motor down in there. It's dirty. I didn't bother to clean this. Then of course the multi-cube receiver and the connections, three prong. So yeah. So let me go ahead and step down here. I ain't so close to you. And go ahead and run this from the top. Let me see if there's a better way I can do this. There we go. That's a little better, ain't it? No? Okay. We're still going to do it anyways. Here we go. As you can see here, here's the up chain dog. It just came down. Came up, hit the limit switch, flipped it that way. We'll go ahead and run it down. You can watch the limit switch. Kind of just slips right in there and shuts off the motor. That's about all the limit switches. So, if you're wondering where these kind of come from, and you might see more modern versions of them, I guess you could say. Versions of the Challenger. So, the Challenger was, I think, started in about the late 70s, I believe. This is basically what they started with. It's a pretty basic unit, of course. The only safety feature it has is the force adjustments up there. Other than that, it's pretty well not having safety features. It does not stop going up, does not stop going down. It just kind of goes its free will. To actually do the force adjustments, I have my openers set up on a light switch, and I was flipping the light switch off. There goes the light. Flipping the light switch off whenever it got halfway open. That way I could move the limit switch chain dogs. So, they started out with this model. They moved into, and I don't know, they had chain dogs on the newer ones. They moved into the 80s. They decided we should probably, update this a little bit. They moved into the 80s. They still had this, of course, but they made it a little bit more modern. The late 80s, I believe maybe into the 90s, they started doing built-in radios, and they actually had remotes that were actually branded as Challenger. And they looked a little more classy. They even went ahead and added, I don't know if they got rid of the horse on the side or not. They went ahead and got rid of the medieval look there. And they moved into a more modern, they had, I believe, the only modern one I've seen of these is a white one, just like this, with, it was white, and it had checker flag on the side. It said Challenger. I don't know if it had the horse or not. I doubt it. I think they moved away from that. Like I said, built-in radio, so the multi-code was gone. I think they even started doing more modern wall buttons, push buttons for these. I've seen these, I believe, and I'm seeing these holes up in the front. You can actually go and put rail extensions on these, I believe, and make them run. Oh, I don't know. I think the one I saw a picture of, it was running a 12-foot tall door, I believe, 10 foot tall, 10 foot, 12 foot, something like that, maybe 14 foot. But anyways, they are pretty good openers. They're pretty well built. This one is about, like I say, 40 years old. It's still running today. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Yeah. So they moved from these. In the 90s, they quit making. Challenger basically sold its business. Went into Wayne Dalton, which is what these doors are. Went into Wayne Dalton, and they used the same gear drive and all that. Had their own built-in radios, of course. Kept around a little bit of the look of, of Challenger's remotes, and then moved into their own. Had their own wall consoles, of course, and yeah, they went out of business, sold their business to Genie, and now Genie has this business. No, they're nothing like this at all now. They're quite a bit more modern. Quite a bit more safer, of course. As in 1993, they went ahead and ordered it, made the law that all garage door openers must have safety sensors at the bottom of the track. I do. They just don't do anything. I don't hook them up, so it saves me time when I'm changing this stuff out. So, yeah, that's about it for now on these. Yeah. Check back. I'm sorry, videos haven't been as frequent as they could be. Maybe as some of you guys would like them to be. I just YouTube's mainly just a little bit of a fun thing to do. For me, it's not really a job, business. I'm not really getting much out of it. Like, not getting paid for it or anything. So it's not like I'm going to make this my top priority. But I am starting to post more videos as the year goes on. Getting more projects out of the way, more stuff out of the way. So, yeah. So this will stay up for a while. There probably won't be another opener for a little while. Who knows? The Genie is laying right down here. It's back in there, but anyways, it might get reinstalled. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. For now, yeah, that's about it. As always, I encourage everyone to praise the Lord. Drop a like, drop a comment, and yeah, see you on the next one.